Water. It's the lifeblood of our bodies and our planet. We are about 60% water, and Earth is roughly 70%. But in a disaster, that vital resource can disappear in an instant. Experts predict that after a major earthquake, like the Cascadia subduction zone event, we could be without tap water for weeks. We can only survive about 3 days without it.
Today, I'll show you exactly how much water you need to store, the safest ways to store it, and how to find and purify more water after disaster strikes. I'm the preparazzi. For a decade, I've been teaching my community how to prepare for disasters. Having lived through the Loma Prieta earthquake and now in the Cascadia subduction zone region, I know firsthand the importance of being ready. I'm bringing my experience to you in this video series. Let's get ready together. Join me, and you'll be prepared for any emergency, including the big one. We've got a whole lot to cover, so let's get going.
You'll want to store at least 1 gallon or 4 liters of water per person and pet in your household per day. Official guidance is to store a 2-week supply, which is 14 gallons or 53 liters per person and pet. But I suggest aiming for 55 gallons or 208 liters per person and pet, especially if you live in a less populated area where help may take longer to arrive during a crisis. This is even more important given current discussions about reducing government's role in emergency response. Some people say, I don't drink a gallon of water a day. But drinking isn't the only way you use water. Think about how often you wash your hands, shower, or brush your teeth. You'll need water for drinking, personal hygiene, first aid, cooking, and cleaning up afterward. And many shelf-stable foods, like the ones you'll rely on after a disaster, require more water to prepare than you might expect. Remember from my last video that you want to shut your home water supply off as soon as possible after an earthquake to prevent contamination. I'll cover more on this in a bit. When choosing water storage, consider container safety, your storage space, your budget, and the environmental impact. Remember, garbage pickup may be unavailable for a long time after a disaster. For safe water storage, use new stainless steel or BPA-free food-grade plastic containers that are opaque, which means not see-through. The best plastic types are number 2, HDPE, high-density polyethylene. It's common with milk jugs, water bottles, and it's a durable plastic that's safe for long-term water storage. Number 4, LDPE, low-density polyethylene. It's found in some food packaging, and it's also considered safe for room temperature water storage. Number 5, PP, polypropylene, a heat-resistant, durable option for food and water storage. Avoid glass. It can break in an earthquake. Also avoid unknown use containers. If you don't know what was in them or what was stored nearby, they could leach harmful chemicals into your water. If they held beverages for human consumption and were stored away from other chemicals, they're likely safe. Avoid plastics marked number 3 for PVC, number 6 for polystyrene, or number 7, other, because these may contain chemicals that might leach into water. What about store-bought pre-filled water bottles? Translucent plastic bottles allow light to penetrate, which can promote algae and bacterial growth. They're fine for short-term use, but not ideal for long-term storage. If you are going to use them, keep them in a cool, dark place, or opt for opaque containers instead. Fill your containers with room temperature water, around 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and store them in a cool, dark, and dry place, away from chemicals. While reusable containers cost more upfront, they last much longer than pre-filled water bottles, which need to be replaced yearly. If you don't have much storage space, stackable water bricks might be a good option for you. They come in a variety of sizes, and you might be able to fit them under your bed. For a more large-scale storage option, and if you have the space, opt for a 55-gallon barrel and have smaller portable containers as well for easy transport. It's sometimes possible to get a discount on 55-gallon water barrels through your local water conservation district or your city rain barrel program. If buying from them, check to see if you can purchase an intact water barrel without the rainwater collection modifications.
If you're finding this helpful, Subscribe. You'll get notified when I post the next video, and it also helps more people discover this information.
If you run out of water and need to collect more during the emergency, some possible sources are rivers, streams, lakes, rainwater, your hot water tank, and even your toilet tank, the clean water in the back, not the bowl. Avoid ocean water as it's unsafe to drink. Distillation can remove the salt, but it requires a lot of fuel, so it wouldn't be very practical. Once you've found a water source, you can avoid contamination by always using a separate container for collection, never the same one you use for water storage. And of course, make sure your container is clean. Some things you might use to collect the water: a rainwater collection barrel connected to your roof gutter's downspout, clean tarps or plastic sheeting to catch rainwater, a 5-gallon bucket for scooping lots of water at once, a stainless steel cup for smaller water sources, and a turkey baster to collect water from tight spaces. This clip you're watching is from a much longer video from the Survival Resources channel. I'll put a link to the full version in the video description.
Now what I've done on the center one here is I've tied a rock. I put the bucket under the tarp and the rock. Water now is unbelievably running here.
Once you collect more water, you'll need to filter or purify it to make it drinkable during a crisis. If the water is visibly dirty, add a flocculant like Water Wizard sediment remover and clarifier. This makes the particles in the water clump together for easier removal. Once settled, filter the water through a coffee filter, cheesecloth, bandana, or a cotton rag before moving on to the final filtering or purifying steps. Boiling water kills bacteria, protozoa, and viruses, but it won't remove heavy metals, chemicals, or sewage. Bring water to a rolling boil for at least 1 full minute before cooling and drinking it. A gilly kettle is a great option because it only requires small twigs for fuel and boils water quickly. The Gilly kettle is a brand of chimney kettle that comes in 3 sizes. The Maverick boils up to 2 cups of water at a time, Explorer 4 cups at a time, and the Adventurer 6 cups of water at a time. They're light, but large enough that they're a good option for the home. You can also buy a cook kit to prepare food with the burner or kettle. The Esbit Pocket Stove is a lightweight, portable alternative for when you need to boil water on the go. It's about the size of a deck of cards, and while it comes with 3 containers of its own fuel, you can also use twigs as fuel. Pack some cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly to use as fire starter. You'll need your own pot or canteen cup. Don't forget a lighter. There are many other options out there for you to research and explore to your heart's content. Another way to purify water is through chemical disinfection. You can use iodine tablets or tincture, chlorine dioxide such as Aquamira or Katadyn Micropure, or unscented bleach, also known as sodium hypochlorite. Here's a table of the amount of bleach to add to different quantities of water. You can add 2 tablespoons fresh, unscented bleach to extend the life of a 55-gallon water barrel for up to 5 years. Keep in mind that bleach only has about a 1-year shelf life. After adding bleach, stir and let it sit 30 minutes before drinking. Here's a table I put together that shows which contaminants are eliminated by different purification methods. Iodine and bleach won't eliminate Cryptosporidium protozoa. Microplastics and forever chemicals are already prevalent in tap water today. Flocculation, or filtering after boiling, helps remove microplastics. Activated carbon filters help reduce forever chemicals. In North America, the 3 main water contaminants to be concerned with are bacteria, protozoa, and viruses. Viruses are the smallest of these. In order to filter out most viruses in water, the filter must have a rating of 0.015 microns or smaller. Here's a list of viruses under the 0.1 micron size. Many portable filters are this size or larger, and they don't filter these viruses. There's a huge number of choices. I'll give you the information on 2 I highly recommend that have good reputations. One is the Lifesaver Jerry Can. It's a microbiological filter rated for 0.015 microns. And it will filter out bacteria, protozoa, most viruses, microplastics, and some chemicals. If you add the optional activated carbon filter, it will filter out even more chemicals, including forever chemicals and heavy metals. It holds up to 18.5 liters or almost 5 gallons of water at a time. It can filter almost 4,000 gallons of water before needing to replace the filter. A smaller option is the Sawyer squeeze. It's rated for 0.1 microns, so it'll filter out protozoa and bacteria, but not most viruses, chemicals, or metals, so you need to use it in conjunction with boiling or aquamira. It holds up to 32 ounces or 946 milliliters, with a total capacity of 100,000 gallons before needing to replace the filter. It can be used independently as a squeeze filter or as part of a gravity filter system. The squeeze can also be screwed onto a standard smart water bottle for convenience. If your budget allows for it, I recommend you get the Lifesaver jerry can with the activated carbon filter and a gilly kettle for hot water at home or when you have a car to store it in. When on foot, I recommend the Sawyer squeeze with the Water Wizard and either aquamira for drinking water or boiling with the Esbit stove for hot water. If you shut off your home water supply quickly after an earthquake, before contamination enters the main lines, you may still have access to safe water for survival. You can collect water from the toilet tank, not the bowl. A clean turkey baster can help with extraction. Water remaining in your pipes can be accessed by turning on the highest faucet in your home, then collecting water from the lowest faucet. If you have a water heater, you might be able to collect water from it. Store enough water that you're not counting on the water heater, though, because there could be rust or sediment inside it. Ideally, use a dedicated potable water hose to get the water out of it, but if you use a regular garden hose, be sure to purify the water before drinking it. To safely access water from your heater, turn off gas or electricity to the unit. To prepare now, if it's gas-powered, locate and mark the shutoff valve. If it's electric, identify and mark which fuse in your box controls it. Close the cold water intake valve to prevent contamination. Locate and mark the intake valve now so you're not searching for it in an emergency. You may need tools like a screwdriver or wrench to open the valve to drain it.
Water is your top survival priority after a disaster, but food is also critical. In my next video, I'll cover different strategies to store food for disaster preparedness. Be sure to check it out. Remember, be prepared, not scared.